Are you a beginner in web development and you want to create your first basic web page but don't know where to start? If so, you came to the right place. Hi, Martin here from MDP Web Development. Today we're going to create a basic web page completely from scratch for beginners. Be sure to stick around to the end and we see the finished product. And don't forget to check out the previous video on how to set up VS Code to create web pages and websites. So to create a web page, we need to create a folder first on our desktop. Let's get started.
So we're going to create this folder on our desktop. I'm using Windows 10, so I'm going to go to my desktop, I'm going to right click and select New Folder. I'm going to call this folder Reference Project. Hi, before we move on, please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Thank you. So here we are on our desktop. So now we're going to open VS Code and create our example web page. So in VS Code, we're going to open the folder we just created. So we go to the Explorer view here on the top left and open folder. And my one I created on the desktop, so I'm going to click Desktop and then Reference Project and select Folder. Now we're going to create our example web page. So we're going to call this page index.html. All web pages are called index like this as the main root of the web document or web app. And .html just means it's a document for the internet created in HTML. So we can either go to the top left and File, New File, or as I like to do it, I like to hover over the reference project folder and just click New File. And we'll call this index.html. Now we can see here we're inside our index.html file. So we're going to use a shortcut here to create our basic web page. We're not going to learn about HTML just yet. That'll be a future video. So as the shortcut, we're going to type exclamation mark. So on Windows, it's the Shift key and usually number 1. Exclamation mark, and then hit enter. And we can see here we have our example web page. Now before we make changes, and we can see them in a document and server as well, let's just start up our server by clicking the bottom right corner of the Go Live server we installed earlier on. Now we're going to put this window and our VS Code window side by side. So in Windows, if you press the Windows key, keep it pressed, and then just press right or left, the windows will go where you want. So I'm going to go Windows and right with that one, and then select VS Code on the left. And I'll just zoom out. And I'll close my Project Explorer view. Now we're going to create a heading text here to see if it shows on our server on the right. Just a quick look at our server on the right. So this is a page we're working in. You can see here it's got the IP address of the computer that we're using and the index.html file that we actually created ourselves. So here we're going to create a heading 1. Heading 1 just means big bold text. So we're going to go to less than symbol to create the tag, H1 for heading 1, and then the greater than symbol. And you can see VS Code auto-completed our closing tag. Now we'll type in a general H1, like Hello World. And there we see it on the right. That's great progress. We can now see text, a heading 1 on our brand new web page. So we're just going to go underneath that now and create a paragraph of text. So the paragraph HTML element starts at P. So again, we'll create the tag with the less than symbol, P for paragraph, then the greater than symbol. And once again, you can see VS Code autocompletes our ending paragraph tag. Now we'll just type in some text. There we go. Lovely. Can you see yours on the server on the right? Congratulations, you've just created your first web page. And just as a side note, we'll now try opening this outside of VS Code. So we're going to go back to our desktop. So now we're going to go back to our desktop, and if we open up the folder we created, reference project, we can see here the index.html file we created. So we can also just click on this and it opens up in a browser window. And there we go. Again, for Windows, CTRL and plus will allow you to zoom in, and minus will allow you to zoom out.
Hi again. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to create a basic web page from scratch and it went okay. Just drop a comment if you need any assistance or advice. And don't forget to check out the previous video on setting up VS Code for use on web development. Thank you. See you soon.